Firing squads in 2026. Donald Trump and Republican states are reviving this archaic execution method. So how did we get here? And why did lawyers say one recent firing squad execution went very wrong? Firing squads date back centuries, the first recorded in 1608, punishment for mutiny. In the late 1800s, Utah became the leader of firing squad executions, including one where the shooter apparently badly missed.
In the past, hanging and the firing squad were the two most used methods of execution. Those two methods started falling out of favor when the public began to get uncomfortable with the spectacle of people hanging from a noose and from being torn apart by a hail of bullets.
In recent decades, lethal injections have become the primary method of execution. It's considered more humane. But there's actually growing evidence suggesting injections have caused prolonged suffering, and sometimes they don't work. Prisons have also struggled to maintain their supplies as pharmaceutical companies refuse to sell the drugs. So states are going back to firing squads, which had only been used 3 times in the last half century. South Carolina has now doubled that number, executing 3 men with gunfire in less than a year. On South Carolina death row, people now choose how they will be killed, and some are choosing gunfire hoping it'll be quick. But with Mikhail Mahdi, lawyers say that wasn't the case.
In the execution chamber itself, I mean, it's very small. You know, the witnesses are only, I would say, maybe 10 to 15 feet away from the person being executed. They pulled the curtain back, and then Mikhail was already in the firing squad chair. He was already strapped down. He already had a hood over his head.
Under protocol, 3 prison employees were supposed to fire bullets at a target placed on his heart.
If the heart is struck directly, is completely obliterated, then the person being executed should not feel any pain at all.
But that didn't seem to happen.
It was awful. The shots were fired, and he started groaning in obvious pain to everybody there. And that went on for, more than a minute. I would say well into the 90-second range, that he was audibly groaning in pain. And so I think what South Carolina did was torture a person to death.
When Mahdi's autopsy was released, his lawyers were disturbed. There were only 2 bullet wound sites, not 3. And the lawyers say the bullets largely missed his heart before hitting other organs. That was very different from the state's previous firing squad execution of Brad Sigmund, where
essentially when they performed the autopsy, his heart wasn't there anymore because they had struck it directly and the bullets fragmented, destroying the heart. Whereas in Mikhail's heart, it was simply perforated in 2 places, and that was it. So we knew at that point that something had gone wrong.
South Carolina officials have insisted all 3 bullets were fired at Mahdi, 2 of them entering 1 wound. And they say they all hit his heart. They also note the state Supreme Court agreed and did not consider the execution botched. So what now? The concerns about firing squads aren't stopping Republicans. 5 states now allow executions by gunfire, including Idaho, which is making firing squads its primary method of executions. And Trump's Justice Department is also bringing back firing squads for federal prisoners.
It's understandable that there is a lot of attention on the methods of execution. But as someone who's been watching and observing the death penalty for many decades, it strikes me that a better question to be asking is whether we should be using the death penalty.